Well, there we go. What's up, man? How's it going? It might look a little different on here. Dexter, where you been? Hope everything's going all right. You been doing all right, man? Been doing some investing? Oh, where's my cup holder? There it is. Been doing good, man. I picked up a different shift at work, so I've been working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and then trying to still do YouTube videos and still trying to be a dad and a husband at home. So it's been different, but it's only happening for a couple weeks. There's Nora. What's going on? Oh, most definitely flying high on the wings. That's what's up. That is what's up. Yeah, I don't think they're so. Duxter, I think today was the board of general meetings with the post office, and I didn't see anything that was very positive or driven towards the United States Postal Service contract. So I don't think that that's I think that's the reason why it went in the opposite direction. I'm so stoked for this company to become a household name. You're telling me. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I got early on in Workhorse enough to where I wasn't doing YouTube very much. And it was very, very early on. And you guys are starting to experience the feeling I had with Ag Eagle in that manner. Like, I'm so excited again to go back through the rounds to experience that again. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be crazy too. Once it takes off, it's going to take off. There's going to be all kinds of things going on with it. People are going to start shorting it. There's going to be some hits put out. It's going to be crazy. Especially if they start getting ties with Amazon the way they have been. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. That is going to be sweet. Duxter, did you hear anything else about Workhorse? I didn't hear anything super bad, but I know that they got smashed by the coronavirus and are still being impacted by the coronavirus. That's obviously a negative. That is definitely a negative. That's why I'm kind of surprised, like, you don't hear about that more often. Like, just for example, like with Ag Eagle, Ag Eagle's a smaller obviously company based out of Wichita. I'm surprised that they're not getting hit they're not getting hit by the coronavirus more. Maybe they're just being more cautious. I know. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm trying so hard to do everything I possibly can to get to 1K. That's like the biggest milestone, is to get to 1K. And then just to breathe. I think, honestly, so over here, as you guys can see, I updated the platform for live streaming. It's not just my talking face. So you guys will be able to see what I'm looking at on my screen. You guys will be able to see my face. And then, obviously, you got the chat going on. There's just a lot going on. So, let's go. So, as you guys can see, I am at 3,691 public watched hours. That means I'm basically 300 hours away from being monetized in that section. And then I will be, once I get 2 more subscribers, I will be 200 away from that infamous 1,000. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. $50 subs and 1,000 seems like a huge mountain, but I'm going to keep climbing. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, Nora, when I was in your position at that time, it seemed like it was going to be a challenge. And the biggest thing is you just gotta, and it sounds so, like, I don't know how cliche, I guess you could say, but You literally just have to honestly just stay consistent. If you're going to pick a schedule and make sure you hit those and just stay consistent so people know when your videos are going to come out so they know when to watch them. But then if you're consistent, they know what to expect. And that's my biggest piece of advice. It's not to be flashy. It's not to do crazy stuff. It's to literally just be as consistent as possible. Oh, man. Seeing did I ever. I'm telling you guys, Ag Eagle. You guys, I'm telling you, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, Ag Eagle is literally taking. And the thing is I feel, I talk all the time about Workhorse too. Workhorse was one of my original like growth stocks that I absolutely, have just had a passion for. Ag Eagle has kind of taken that over. And the reason is, I would say, is because the group that is honestly starting to get on board with Ag Eagle is a lot of fun. The group that I'm in StockTwits, most of you guys are involved with that as well. The group is amazing. The hype around it is very positive, and those are the types of things you want to see. And I would say that Ag Eagle is doing a lot for being such an infant company. I mean, they're doing some amazing things. Like the Valkyrie deal is absolutely just phenomenal. It truly is. Like the Valkyrie deal, and that's why I wanted to do the video with their CEO and obviously co-founder, because he talks about not only the partnership with Ag Eagle in his interview, but he talks about just the future of drone deliveries in so many different sectors, and that's what's absolutely amazing. It truly is. I'm driving home from work, but I'll keep listening. Yeah, sure. Just be careful. Sorry, just join. No worries. Thanks, I enjoy making videos, so it's all good. Yeah, I mean, that's what drives me, is making videos is an absolute blast. It truly is. It's a ton of fun. It keeps you going. You see the interactions, you see the engagement, and it's a confidence booster, but it's also kind of an addiction. Like, you start getting hungry, and you start to see like the success pour in, and it just makes you want to do it that much more. Like, if I could, I would literally do 2 to 3 videos every single day. But obviously I have to go to work and I have to, do other things, obviously. But yeah, if I could, I would be pumping out videos left and right, because there's just that much information and that much excitement around a lot of things. Yeah, SBE for sure, Duckster. Holy smokes. Yeah, I'll pull it up over here. Let's see today. What's it been doing? $18, 52-week high. 16.55 was today. Aftermarket, it even went up almost 1% to 16.68. It's doing some good stuff. Definitely doing some good stuff. I like Switchback. I think Switchback is going to be, obviously, if everything continues to go as planned for Joe Biden, I think the push for the heavy push for charging stations is going to be astronomical, because they have to get them out there. You're definitely the Ag Eagle, man. It's good to believe in the underdog. I appreciate that, Nora. I really do. And that's my that's kind of like the one I want to claim, if that makes sense. Like, I most definitely want to be the one that is supplying the information and putting out Ag Eagle information. No question. Oh, man. All right, how do I fix this? I'm going to scoot this over. There we go. And then I'm going to lock it back. All right. Can you talk more about StockTwits, how to join? Yeah, for sure. So basically what I did, I wasn't very involved with it. Honestly, I didn't even know about it until I started talking a lot more on Twitter, and it got recommended to me on Twitter. So what I did is I basically just downloaded the app, and let me see if I can pull it up on the screen for you. I've never tried it on actual So let's see. Nora, I know you said you're driving, but this is kind of what it looks like. So ideally what it is it's almost like a Twitter version of, but it's just strictly stocks. And people obviously can post whatever they want in there as long as it's kind of appropriate, but you'll find a lot of stuff that's not very appropriate. But you can pick your watch list. So on my case, I picked a lot of the ones that I'm mostly watching. And so I'll put that in my watch list, and it's almost, I mean, the platform in the middle is exactly like Twitter. It's like, what's the new one? Parler. And so that's kind of how the middle is handled. And then you just see the people that you're following or, what they post. And then if you click on the individual group, so in my case, here's Ag Eagle. I'll click on Ag Eagle. And truthfully, what I like a lot about Ag Eagle's stock twits is that you'll find, and kind of let me backtrack. So like if I were to go to Workhorse, all you're going to see in the Workhorse one is a lot of people just like, when's the USPS contract coming out? Oh, I heard a rumor that we'll just say November, whatever. The USPS contract's coming out. And like that's a lot of what you get in there. With Ag Eagle in this case, and eventually it'll probably get to what Workhorse is doing, but in Ag Eagle's case, you get a lot of like detailed due diligence. So a lot of people take this stock very seriously. They care a lot about the people that are in this group, but also the stock in general. So you're going to get a lot of like great information. That's how I found out about the new website. That's how I found out about the new logo and all kinds of other things. So like here's a perfect example. Aerospace defense stocks up 3.6% on average in a day, median return. But then they provide you like with, for example, UAVS is 11.3%. Let me see if I can find something else. Where's my guy? Grinchbot is constantly providing some good stuff. Poker, where's he at? So you'll see a lot of like chart breakdowns. You'll see a lot of just people really put some like very important information. There's a lot of websites that are put in there. And so there's just a lot of detailed information that you can pull from it. And that's kind of where I've been putting a lot of my information too, so people are aware of the videos that I'm putting out. So yeah, that's kind of the big one is StockTwits for sure. Hopefully that answers your question, Nora. Duckster, I saw ChargePoint charging stations in person and I got excited. Holy cow, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, there's not a ton where I live. There's not a ton of charging stations just spread out. The EV I wouldn't say is just overly like pushed here yet. I think once it does get to that point, I think you'll start to see a lot more. Honestly, I haven't even seen like one of the Tesla charging stations. Duckster, hopefully that answered what StockTwits is. If you're watching, it's like the Twitter version, but it's strictly stocks. So, but yeah, I would recommend. I definitely have it on my phone as an app. I just click on it in the morning. Because I've been working the overnight shift. So what it does too is it allows, you can see like pre-market stuff just like you would with like a Webull. So you can see all the pre-market stuff and it tells you percentages. So like, as you guys can see right here, this is by far my favorite platform, and what we're looking at right here is Webull. I love the desktop setup, and the reason is just because it is, I don't know, it's beautiful to me. So like it breaks down, in my case, how I have it set up is the highest percentage is going to obviously be at the top. It's going to show the change. So like in this case, in my 401k, Fisker was the highest today at 16.19%, and its change was $2.43. So it finished out at 17.44. But then what it does too is it's really cool is it shows the after hours. So it continues on in the after hours segment and shows 0.52%, finishing out at 17.53. And then it just shows so much more information: volume, average volume, market cap, PEs. I mean, it gets to the very end. It shows what exchange they trade on. I really, really, truly enjoy this platform. Nora, a Duckster, yeah, that's awesome. And yes, Nora, it's free. It's a free platform. It's basically like, as crazy as this sounds, it's a social media for stocks. I mean, it really is. It's a social media for stocks, and that's what's actually really cool. So yeah, if I would have known this, I would have. This probably say this was in existence when I first started doing this, I probably would have signed up immediately. I didn't know too much about it. So now that I know, it's like, yeah, no question. I go through it quite a bit for a lot of the stocks that you guys ask for, but then a lot of the ones that are up and coming, I try to keep track of, and it's just you'll see a lot of people, like I said, that post a lot of very valuable information in there, but then you'll also get a lot of kind of opinions, and you can tell, like, for example, in this one, you're probably not going to see, and this is Ag Eagles, you're not going to see a lot of like bears inside Ag Eagle. So you'll see, like here, for example, this says bullish. You can choose that option, and then you can write your description and explain like, hey, I'm bullish on this, and here's a reason why. Or maybe you just want to put that you're bullish for the stock. I think in my case, like, I don't always click that because I think people know if I'm making videos on Ag Eagle that I'm bullish for the company for sure. So, but I mean, you could post GIFs. Obviously, Jason's walking down there right now. There's obviously I'm going live. I wanted people to know in Ag because that's going to be one of the biggest stocks I talk about tonight is Ag, because I think Ag is moving in a very, very positive direction. And I think that the biggest thing for me with Ag is that they're doing things very, very well. And they're making sure that they're checking things off the box and they're not rushing to get to certain points. My biggest thing is, I think with any drone company, and I think Ag found this out early on, is the FAA is very, very strict in every aspect. And I think Ag is working hand in hand with the FAA along with their major e-commerce. If it is obviously Amazon, then I think they're working very due diligently, like with those companies, and they're working with the FAA, because you got to think, you got to get 400 flight time hours, and that's just with one specific drone. Obviously, Ag Eagle has multiple drones, and the biggest thing that they do too is they supply the subcomponents for a lot of these drones. So, a lot of the mechanisms that go inside, the electrical parts that go inside other people's drones is also manufactured by Ag. So there's just a lot that I think is absolutely awesome with what the company's doing. That is really valuable. Sorry, trying to type fast. Hey, no worries. No worries. I appreciate you being here, Nora. This is what it's all about. Going through, and this is crazy. I've never had an ad on StockTwits though. See, here's one that I think, like, people post this, for example. Like, this is very valuable to me because obviously this is an analysis of the chart. And so they're showing, like, resistance in both directions. Wow, that was kind of loud. It's showing resistance in both directions. And so it shows that we broke basically a bottom resistance and we're heading towards, the top resistance. So to me, this is valuable information, and it's a technical analysis. So there's a lot of people that will post stuff like that I really actually like. So, Zach, what's going on? What is going on, my friend? I appreciate you joining. Hopefully everything's going good. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm thinking, so the reason I did this platform and how I got this all set up was because my plan is to, fingers crossed, I'm going to hopefully get everything squared away. But I'm wanting to live stream on Monday Ag Eagles quarterly earnings. So at 4:30, I believe that's when they're going to be doing it. I'm going to get everything squared away, obviously, with the times and getting it into the actual quarterly earnings call. But I'm hoping to live stream it for everyone so they can hear it, and that way I can have it at least on playback for YouTube, so I can go back and even just listen to it myself. and break it down and then create more videos off of that, because I think there's going to be a lot of valuable information that comes from this quarterly earnings that Ag Eagle is about to put out. I think that there's a good chance that they're going to hit the 1 million, that they're hoping to hit. And then I think that we're going to start to, I don't think that they are going to announce, the non-disclosure, they're going to announce what partner the e-commerce is, but I think you're going to find out what massive amount of money that major e-commerce put into Ag Eagle when it comes to purchase order. So I think there's just a lot. I'm hoping they talk a little bit more about the Valkyrie deal, and maybe a little bit more about the partnership and obviously the equity stake they took into that, and what, obviously the article that I put out with Ryan Walsh, the CEO and co-founder of Valkyrie, what he kind of talked about. Hopefully they kind of piggyback off of that and talk about the direction and things like that. I think it was very, very significant, very important to find out where, Ryan Walsh sees not only Ag Eagle, but the drone sector as a whole in 5 years. And I think that he really kind of broke it down and talked very, in depth on where it should be at. And that was very kind of eye-opening for me, even as the amount of videos I've done on Ag Eagle. I think it's still very eye-opening to see, like, the food delivery is very right there. The biggest one they're pushing right now is obviously for healthcare and the coronavirus and things like that, which I think rightfully so. You want to make sure that you're getting a hands-free delivery out, and it'd be cool to get that done. I think to kind of hit more on that as well, the KDOT partnership testing that was done with the United States Transportation, Department of Transportation, I think that was even bigger now, because what that does is that allows Ag Eagle to fly their drones in the state of Kansas in a way through a test. And I just think that they're just taking massive, massive strides. Where do I get Forex inside information? I have no idea, Zach. I'm not big on Forex, and I could not tell you any of that information. I'm mostly stocks and long-term stocks. I do have some mutual funds, and I have dabbled in the ETFs, but I have yet to do anything Forex. Mike, what's going on? Agreed, well said. Valkyrie itself is enough to push this nicely through the end of the year. DoorDash speculation makes it more appealing. I think I appreciate you saying that, Mike, because I think as we continue on, and that's what's going to be very, very unique about this company, because they have done so well early on and they've gotten ahead of most competition. I would say that a lot of these partnerships are going to start arising, DoorDash being one of them. I think you're going to start to see the government potentially reaching out and wanting to use them to deliver some of these, maybe not necessarily vaccines, but it may be some form of medication. I mean, Ag Eagle is going to be a worldwide company. There's no question. If they're already doing testing and conducting a lot of that stuff over in London and the UK and just in Europe in general, this is going to be a worldwide company, and they're going to be doing a lot. So it's, there's going to be a ton of partnerships that are going to start pouring in. And Valkyrie is, to me, I'll be honest, I didn't know anything about Valkyrie until they had announced it. But after just doing the amount of research and homework on that company, it just speaks volumes. It truly speaks volumes of why they acquired them. Not necessarily acquired them, but created a partnership and then invested into them. It really does. That, Valkyrie has a ton of partnerships, and one of the biggest ones is T-Mobile. I think that is a huge deal. And, I was going to put this in my last video, but I only have 15 minutes until I get monetized. But I think one of the biggest things is that T-Mobile acquired or partnered with Sprint. Basically, they acquired them. And Sprint's main campus was over by where I live in Leawood, Kansas. So there's a campus of Sprint that is just kind of hanging out there. Well, obviously, Ag Eagle is located in Wichita, Kansas. And so I just think that there's a lot, close network ties as well when it comes to just being in the same state, that you can handle a lot of business and you're not having to really do a whole bunch of traveling and things like that, especially with the impact of the coronavirus. So I'm really looking forward to the news that just keeps coming in, and I think it's going to be a constant positive catalyst. one of the biggest things with this company too is the amount of cash on hand that they have, and they have zero long-term debt. That is truly what drew me in. One of the biggest reasons what drew me in for this company was that right there. A lot of companies this size early on, I feel, don't always have what AgEagle does when it comes to the books. And I'm very impressed with that. I mean, even if none of this positive news was happening, that's probably why it was kind of floating there for a while, just in the $2 range, is because there's nothing that's causing they're not losing money, if that makes sense. Yes, I guess in a way they're losing money, but they're not really like being hurt by it because they have the cash on hand. So they're not creating long-term debt. They're not getting financially in trouble. And so that's another big time reason why I really like this company. I think that it's just massive. So, time to take a drink. Been talking a lot. If you guys are new to the chat and you're really kind of just new to the channel in general, this is a new setup that I have. I used to just be a talking head, and I kind of changed it a little bit. If you see up in the top right corner, that is my Instagram, at Murphy4848. Swing on over there, give me a follow. The reason is I post a lot of stuff based on this YouTube. I post a lot of stuff revolving around the stocks that I'm following, and just stocks in general, business in general, and just current kind of news revolving around a lot of these things. I'll even kind of throw in some motivation because I've been hooked on Wolf of Wall Street lately. Really been quoting Jordan Belfort lately. Really like that movie. So you might be getting some motivation in that aspect, but I do really like the Wolf of Wall Street. I think one of the biggest things too that a lot of, obviously it may not necessarily be for AgEagle right away, but if they can find a way to really get into security with those drones as well, or even, I think what a lot of KDOT is using it for is a good, reason. I think with building inspections, and I think there's just a lot of safety things that AgEagle could really get into if they wanted to, and maybe start tying in with OSHA in a way. Is your live stream time limited? It's not. The live stream time isn't limited. It's just the amount of time I have to make a video. So I can only upload 15. It's like 14:59. If I go over that, then it sends me a warning and says you're not monetized yet. But yeah, as far as time for live streams, it's at least I haven't been pinged or dinged with that yet. My longest one I think was almost 3 hours, and it let me upload it and do everything like that. So I don't think that there is any time restriction for live streams. I think it does restrict you on some of the things that you're allowed to put in your live stream. Like, I don't think that I can have the chat replayed, or at least I haven't figured that out. That's kind of why I modified how my live stream looks. And so I put the actual, as you can see right above me, that's why I put the chat right above me. So when people are going back and watching the video again, they can see what was said in the chat. So, but that's one of the biggest reasons. Is there any stocks you guys want to talk about other than AgEagle? Because obviously that's I could go on for days with that. I think about all kinds of stuff with AgEagle. I think the future is absolutely unlimited for that company. I think that if they keep expanding, they keep growing, they keep doing what they're supposed to do, but they're smart about it. They don't get into debt, and they keep getting invested in by this major e-commerce. I mean, I do 100%. I don't want to say 100%. I'll say 99%. I do feel that it's Amazon, but there is that 1% chance that it could be another big time e-commerce. And even if it is, that's still pretty sweet. But so to kind of piggyback off of that as well, so, I think that's another thing that I think Workhorse is starting to do the right thing when it comes to their drone, the Horsefly. And I think that most people are not gonna really it's just it blows my mind, and it's crazy to see how blinded people are by the United States Postal Service contract. And no question, I say this all the time, like, I understand why people are so, attracted to Workhorse because of that. But there's so much going for Workhorse besides the United States Postal Service contract. Like, don't get me wrong, that is a massive deal. $6.3 billion to upwards of, we'll say, $8 billion. That is a huge amount of money. That's a lot of production that's going to be required, and that's really going to get you out and get you rolling. But there is a lot that's going for this company, and rightfully so. They have the Horsefly. They're getting FAA approved, so they're starting the early processes of going through the 400 hours tested. I mean, they posted a video with UPS. UPS is no slouch when it comes to needing vehicles, and I'm sure that eventually they're going to want their entire fleet redone. I mean, eventually it's going to happen if we're going towards that direction. So I think eventually Workhorse will start having bigger orders from UPS. And obviously the negative that Workhorse is dealing with right now is obviously they have a backlog of 1,700 vehicles that they need to get out. That's the biggest thing. They need to get out because that's money they can start putting on the books, but that's also trucks that they can put out. Don't get me wrong, I understand they're affected by obviously the coronavirus. That happens, but they need to get the manufacturing going, because we can talk days and days and days about all the things that we can anticipate, but if they're not doing what they're supposed to in the current state, they're never going to get there. So you're just basically talking about it. What do you think of GM partnering with Walmart in autonomous deliveries? That threw me for a loop just a little bit, and the reason is because I was really thinking that Walmart would partner with the likes of a Workhorse. I can see kind of what they're doing because it's just a test pilot and it's not really truly a full partnership. But I think that they're wanting to see, obviously it's an American company and Walmart's an American company, and that's a great partnership there. But I think eventually down the road, if they really truly want to compete against the likes of an Amazon, they're going to have to start making the orders in massive bulk, and I think it's going to be a Workhorse, or obviously we see Ford just came out with a fully electric Transit. That kind of right there I expected. And the reason I say that is because that when they announced that, in my opinion, that was the competition to Workhorse. And that's one thing that I think has always kind of been there, and now that it's fully electric and they just announced that, I think that is what gives them the 25%. I've always said that Workhorse is going to get 50 to 75, and I think that the final 25% or maybe even 50 goes to Walmart for that reason. Because now they got a fully electric, fleet van basically. USOG will be using Workhorse, their mobile med delivery. I think so. I agree. I think Workhorse. So the biggest thing too is with them and Ford announcing that Transit van, I think that obviously they're going to have to go through the CARB process. And so once again, Workhorse is still steps ahead of Ford in that manner. But I do think that I've always said all along, you can go back to even my first video when I started talking about it, because I went back and watched them last night. My original prediction was always 25% going to Ford, and the reason is because of that Transit van. And now that it's fully electric, they just got to get CARB approved and it can be sold in the 50 states. And then, that's the competition. Because you do see, it's funny because a couple buddies at work, we're very Workhorse driven, I guess you could say. We're very involved. We're very bullish on Workhorse. So we're always snapping photos of the United States Postal Service trucks and the big trucks you see, and then obviously the vans and all. They have a slew of different fleet vehicles, and so I think that that's just an additional reason why they want to get that from Ford. But I think also with what helps Workhorse is they also released a fully electric van as well. More recently, you bought some Oshkosh too, yeah. And I made a post today on social media, and it's kind of going along with that in a way. Basically what I said, most people don't get it because you're almost a different type of person but I said I personally want to thank each and every one of you for buying the new PlayStation and Xbox. And I said investing at its finest. See how you capitalize as you invest in the brand, so Sony and Microsoft. Then you break down the consoles, so inside them, that would be AMD. So obviously we can invest into AMD and all the the parts that AMD provides to these gaming consoles. And then the people ordering them online, so you're ordering it through the likes of a Walmart, a Target, an Amazon, a Best Buy, and all kinds of different other places. So I'm obviously invested into Walmart. I was invested in Amazon. I'm invested in AMD. I'm invested in Microsoft. But then I said, after that order is completed, they have to send it to your house. And so you have, obviously, Amazon doing their own shipping in some places still. You have UPS, and you have FedEx, which I'm invested in. So then, while everyone's enjoying their gaming consoles and they're bragging, and, rightfully so, that's awesome you're getting those consoles, I'm going to be happy and excited right there alongside you because I'm making money off of these new purchases. So, I used to be a big-time gamer. I absolutely would be one of the ones that would be in the front of the line getting, the gaming console or ordering it, and I think I've kind of moved past that right now. I just have so much stuff going on in my life. Like, this is by far a passion of mine. This will take hand over fist, precedence over playing video games every time because this is a pure enjoyment. And then obviously just making videos and studying and really just doing stocks in general and working now overnight and just doing all kinds of different things just kind of takes precedence. Obviously we have my wife and I have a 1-year-old son. Well, he's a little bit older than 1, but so I think I honestly do think that I really want to see what happens with Workhorse because I've seen $30. And I think that being in the position I was in, I went back I went back and looked last night, and I posted my first initial, I think it was 500 shares, was at like $3 and some change. No, it's 600 shares, excuse me, and it was like $3 and some change. And the moment that it hit $30, it started to like settle in like I found one, at least in my opinion, because this is, you gotta think, I just started investing probably a year before that. And so I was like, I found a gold mine, and for it to hit $30, I was up just unbelievable percentage. And then it came back down and reality started setting in, but I know I've tasted the nectar, I guess you could say. And so now I can't wait to see what it really truly is capable of doing. And I'm starting to get that exact same vibe with Ag Eagle. And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. And you guys are starting to experience it. And it's going to be a rush, I'm telling you. Ag Eagle is going to be something special. And that's why I'm trying to do as many, I guess you could say, not necessarily, yes, detailed videos on it, but very informative, because I want people to be aware of what the company has completed and has been successful to get to where they're at. And rightfully so. They're doing the right things. And there's so many other sectors that they're involved with. They're involved with, obviously, the package delivery, which is very new to them. But then you still have the hemp and you have the farming, and farming isn't going anywhere. It's only going to start, the drone aspect is only going to be more incorporated into farming. And then you're even talking so many other sectors. It's just unbelievable to think. Unbelievable. Let's see what else is going on over here. We're trying to figure out what's going on with Tesla. Tesla's been down, obviously. Hyliion had a decent quarterly earnings, I think. Hyliion it wasn't terrible. I think it was actually pretty positive. It just seems like people enjoy shorting it and bashing it, which I don't get it. NIO was down today, which I tell you, that was a special experience to see NIO. NIO was at $51 this morning in pre-market, and I was like, man, that's absolutely amazing to see, because I was just telling Tim, you guys know Tim pops in here all the time. I was telling Tim, I was like, man, I think I was gonna sell probably once it hits like the 40s, high 40s. And then he asked me early in the morning, I guess he woke up out of excitement to check the stocks, and he's like, did you sell? And I was like, no, I ended up holding. So I think 50 to 55 is probably going to be its slowdown point, and then it'll kind of start to settle back in, and then we'll see what happens from there. So I might end up getting out if it gets back to 50, but I don't know. I like NIO. I think what kind of hurt it today too is that President Trump passed an executive order to ban certain stocks in China, and I don't think he banned NIO, obviously, but I think that, just the idea of banning some Chinese stocks really put an impact on NIO as well. But I'm looking forward to a lot of these stocks. CleanSpark, I'm going to continue to invest in. I think CleanSpark has a very, very bright future, especially with it being microgrid. I'm looking forward to Apple starting to pop again. I think that'll really start to happen once some rumors start pouring in about their sales of iPhones and all of their consoles and things like that for, their iPads, their Macs, their MacBook Pros and MacBooks this. And once all that starts pouring in for the holiday time, I think that's really when you're going to start to see a huge, you'll really start to see a huge increase in Apple. So I hate to say I told you so, but yeah, I know. I'll get in maybe in the 30s. Yeah, I think it'll. Yeah, I agree with you, Nora. You got me there. So, but I think Microsoft's office is going to start going in the upward direction because of the Xbox. Eventually, those sales will start to come out. Plus, you're going to start talking holidays, so a lot more people are going to start ramping up the purchasing of that. RMG, I'm looking forward to this continuing to go up. I don't know if you guys are aware too much about quantum computing, but I did a video early on in my YouTube career, and it was on quantum computing, and I had a guy ask about it, so I was like, I'm going to dive into it and provide a video on it. And sure enough, this thing has been doing wonders for me. It's not been crazy because it's still obviously at $3.33, but it's been consistently kind of just going up. It's not been, huge amounts, huge increments, but it's been pretty steady. So that I've been very pleased with that one. Trine acquisitions, obviously we know about Trine. Hopefully this one keeps going in the upward direction. Kind of feel like it's stuck at the 10 to 11 area. So long term, it's solid. I didn't mean you. I meant the people buying at 49 a share. Oh, I gotcha. I still think. I don't know if I would buy in. That's kind of been where I'm hesitant, because I do think that NIO is going to be very successful, and we're at the very early cusp of it just erupting. But it's like, will it be a Tesla? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Obviously, they call it the Chinese Tesla, so I could be wrong. But I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want to put a bunch of money in at this rate, 48, 49, 46, whatever it may be at for a little bit, and be getting smashed like I am with Hyliion, because I'm in Hyliion at like 46, I think, 47, and we see where Hyliion's at. What's the ticker for quantum computing? QUBT. And it doesn't get a ton of volume every day. It's just not a extremely popular stock right now. But people swing in, they'll make their purchases, and then they'll bounce out, and it just, like today it was up 0.60%. It was up basically 2 cents, but it's up, and that's kind of what it's been doing. It's a very, very futuristic company, no question. It's It's basically quantum computing, and that's something that we're moving towards as a computer, like basically just computer in general. So it's crazy to think that that's where we're headed with that. But so I invested early on. I got 100 shares, and I've been holding for a long time. So I think Fisker, man, I tell you what, Fiskars has been impressing me too a lot. I'll be honest. I was very, very negative on Fisker early on. And the reason was it's just because they were so adamant about putting their vehicle out in 2022. And I was thinking to myself, we're going through the scenarios where, SPACs and mergers haven't been doing the best. They would merge and it would just be bad. And I think in Fisker's situation, they created a prototype. I guess you could say they've been putting it out. It's orange. It's actually really cool looking. Then they turned around and signed a $400 fleet option for a company. So once they do start manufacturing, they already have a 400-piece order. And I just think that the entire idea of having that electric SUV, and that's one thing I'm always going to be very adamant on, is that the SUV in a EV form is going to be very important in the United States. I think that's what a lot of people are going to be looking towards. Is that related to AI? In some aspects, I think there's a little bit, but it's more for just computers in general. It's government related. It's kind of like our United States Department of Transportation is very involved in quantum computing. So there's just a lot it's upgrade to an upgrade to an upgrade of a computer. Like we're talking like speeds like never seen before. I tell you what, guys, I have been absolutely hooked on Guinness. Guinness has always been one of my favorite beers, but it's just been nice to, on Friday nights. I don't usually drink during the week because I work overnights, and then I can't drink because I carry a firearm for my job. But come Friday nights, I'm off on the weekend, and it's nice to just crack open a Guinness and just enjoy it. Probably should be drinking out of a glass like it recommends at the very top. Best enjoyed, poured into a glass, but I'm not going to complain. It's tasty from a can. It is delicious. Hopefully everybody's doing good tonight on this Friday night. Hopefully everybody is having, a good week when it comes to the stock market. Hopefully everybody has some decent plans for the weekend. I know here in the Midwest, specifically in Kansas and the Missouri area, we're supposed to kind of get a warm-up again moving into next week. So I'll be able to get some more chores done, which is put on my list by my wife. I got some honey to-dos. So hopefully we get one last warm-up. It's been really, really cold here. Like wind chills this morning were 19. I know there's some people up way up north that are probably laughing at me like that's summer to us, but yeah, I'm looking forward to I've been really kind of excited again. Like I'm getting that like giddiness like Christmas morning when it comes to the stock market every day. Like there for a while I would wake up just absolutely extremely early just to see what the stock market's doing. And now that I'm working overnight, I can just pull it up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and see what the futures are doing. And it's very exciting to see. I think we're getting to that time too where there's just a lot of information for a lot of these stocks like Ag Eagle, like Workhorse, like Lordstown, like, even Apple and some of them other big time blue chip stocks that I'm just really, really looking forward to. I think that they're looking forward to too. There he is. What's going on, Tim? I told you I got a surprise. I'll probably keep modifying it a little bit. I'm trying some new things. I downloaded OBS and obviously, I'm not a gamer. I don't stream on Twitch or anything, but I'm trying something different. I'm trying something different. I want live streams to be very engaging and interactive, and I want to keep growing the live streams. I want to make more people to attend. The timing's probably not the best, but it's it's when I can do it. So, but yeah, there's been a lot going on. I'm looking forward to the day. I honestly, the day that they announced the United States Postal Service contract, There's going to be a live stream. There is definitely going to be a live stream. You too, man. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you coming in. So, yeah, I'll probably reiterate again. I'm gonna try to live stream on Monday. I think that's when Ag's doing their quarter or their announcement. Ooh, did they take that down? Interesting. They took the old website down, but then if you type in just ageagle.com, which was the new one, it doesn't work either. Very interesting. Maybe they decided to yeah, it won't even let you go to their website. Crazy. Hopefully they get that fixed before Monday or before the quarterly announcements. I'm pretty sure it's Monday in the after hours. Monday in the after hours. That's when I'm going to live stream the call, hopefully. And get that call live going, and we'll be able to listen and see what they have to say, and then we'll be able to react and respond to that. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I think Ag Eagle is going to have a lot of positive information. And I think there's some things that they've really kind of been hiding in and holding in for that. I ended up taking a nap. I needed it since it was up early, as you know. I do know. Ag Eagle, the only saving grace since Neo and X-Pong stomped me today. Yeah. Oh, secret squirrel. Yeah, I took a little bit longer. I usually put a video up on Fridays, but I had a situation at work. We had a guy that broke into a building, and I had to deal with him. And so I ended up having to stay later than normal. And I'd already went in early yesterday because I had to take a class. So yeah, I just decided today I was just going to live stream. So 4:30 as per the website. Okay, sweet. Yeah. That's Monday, Mike? Because I forgot. For some reason I kept thinking it was Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure it's Monday. But either way, I'll figure it out. And we're gonna go live for that. We're gonna be able to listen to it, get all the information we need. I'm gonna be posting that in StockTwits as well. Make sure everybody comes on over, and we'll make it a grand old time. We'll listen to quarterly earnings, the call, and hopefully it's great news and gets the stock really roaring. I would like to see Ag Eagle get to at least $5 to $6 on the high end. On the high end, I'm predicting 7 to 8. That's high end. I think consistently the average that I've kind of been really hitting on, I think anywhere from 5 to 6. But I could see it bleed into 7, no question. But I think it all depends too on what information is presented. Been here and we've been able to gauge the partnership by the earnings. That too. I think you're going to see $1 million. I think you're going to see $1 million plus maybe in the partnership. And I think that's going to be very, very telling, honestly. Yeah, I think it's only for monetized, Nora. Yeah, I can't do super chat, unfortunately. Yeah, I think once you get monetized, that's when it starts to happen. Yeah, because you have to, I think what it does is you tie like all your information to your monetization, and then that's what allows you to do super chats and things like that. But I wanted to start doing a live stream early on, like Friday, and I try to do it every Friday, and I try to do it consistently to where, once that does happen, then that can start to get incorporated in. But yeah, that I just wanted to do live streams, come on here and create some relationships with people, get some interactions going, and really, that way we can come together on Fridays and talk about the week and, stocks that we're looking at and things like that. But yeah, it'll be really, really cool once Once I can do super chats, I'm looking forward to that. I kind of want to create. I've always said this. I want to create the gaming atmosphere where it's a lot of fun, it's a blast, but create it and put it into a live streaming for stocks. And I think that's kind of the vision I have. A good person that does it right now, honestly, that I truly enjoy. Let me flip it over. That I really enjoy watching when it comes to live streams, and it comes to just doing it right when it comes to that, is Own the Chaos. I'm telling you what, it's amazing to watch him live stream and just talk about stocks. And he's really kind of transitioned. He was putting out a lot of videos, but it seems like more now he's a news live stream type YouTuber, and I love his how he presents. He's very like down to earth, but he's very kind of like funny and comedic at the same time. And I like his stuff. I really do. I enjoy watching it. So that's kind of the vision. What's going on? Yeah, that's exciting. It really is. I look forward to it. Any of you guys, not to get off topic too crazy, but any of you guys get on and play Among Us, or have seen the video Among Us about like the app? Very funny. I like watching videos on Among Us. It makes me laugh. Heard that the place Ag Eagle upgrades went from $6K a year to $99K a year. To jump that much, there has to be big orders to fill. I agree, and I'm really trying to do some research. That's why I'm like diving into StockTwits very heavily before, and I'm definitely gonna do that on the weekend. But I really want to kind of get a grasp on the earnings going into it. Like I want to kind of have like I guess you could say, a guesstimate before going into it. That way I'm like, oh my goodness, they blew it out of the water, or oh no, that wasn't as big as I thought. But I don't think that'll be the case. I think we're going to be very, very surprised. I really do. And I think if it's big enough, that's when it's going to start to get on some people's radar, especially when the volume starts really increasing and we really start to see an increase in volume for ag a lot. I think that's when people, like, for this entire week, it's been in my top 5 when it comes to stocks for the entire week. I mean, it's pretty doing some special things. Like today's volume, where is that? Today's volume was 5.19 million. So it's been only averaging for the last 3 months, as you guys can see right here. I can't highlight it. It's 2.86 million. So today its volume was up pretty good. Do you think Ag Eagle is appear their major customer on Tuesday? I don't think that they announced it on Tuesday. And the reason is because my biggest thing is, I think, okay, and here's my theory, or I guess you could say conspiracy. If it is Amazon, I think what they're holding back and waiting for is the FAA. It's 400 plus hours. There's a lot of stipulations they have to get through. And there truly is a lot of things that they have to get through. Mind you, they're trying to get the drones to be autonomous in a way as well. And so I think Ag is starting to incorporate some of the autonomy to it, because I don't think they solely want to rely on someone flying the drone, because that's a lot of employment that they would have to start. I mean, if you think about it, they would have to employ a lot of people to physically fly the drone from a computer or however they're going to do it. So I think once they start incorporating and getting the autonomous option involved, I think that's when you start to see things coming together, and then an announcement would be made. But I think that they're really going to, like Tim said too, you're going to see a reveal, maybe not the name, but you're going to see how committed that company truly is to ag because of the order that's going to be coming out. It's going to be a big time, I think it's going to be a big time announcement in that manner. I think we're going to be like, oh my goodness, that was a big time order. And it as much as I want to say it is Amazon, I really 100% think it is. And I think the connection as far as where the locations of the places are, I think that just is even more significant. So yeah. Hang on, let me get back. Hey, what is going on? We hit 100 or 801 subscribers. Let's go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. It passed a... we can't say it. That's funny. Bingo, but newly listed as aerospace company Winkety Wink. Yeah, you know that I think that has a tie to do with their new hire when it came to the God, I always forget his name. It was the one that was in charge of the manufacturing. I think that has a little bit to do with that. Plus, the drone aspect does fall into the aerospace, so I think that's another thing as well. It's gonna be there's so many different directions that this company could kind of branch out to, and that's what's crazy too. I was thinking space the other day, not necessarily the Ag Eagle aspect going into space, but being incorporated to like, you know, help out with things going to space. And I just think that there's a lot with that, you know, as well. It's just gonna be crazy. I don't think it's a coincidence that they went to Kansas near Amazon. You know, I think it's very important to see the ties there because of how close, you know, and then with them being able to fly the drones at Jabbar and just things like that, I think that that's very significant. I think the tie, if it is Amazon, runs deeper than just that alone. I think that it goes way back enough to where they've been doing all the testing and things like that over in the UK. Because it's very, very lax in the UK when it comes to FAA. I don't know if it is the FAA, but the flight rules and things like that are completely different. So let me ask you about NIO, my second favorite baby. My opinion is a stock price manipulation, huge volume and earnings on Tuesday. Do you have any price target to pull the parachute? Still 50? Yeah, I'm going to stick with 50 for now. The reason is, Tim, is because the information that came out today, Trump put an executive order in for some stocks in China that cannot be traded, or he's not allowing to be traded, and I think that's a big reason why it went down today. I think 50 is probably where I'm going to stick for right now, even though they have a monster earnings. I think I'm starting to realize as an investor, it comes true more and more as I see things like this. You invest on the anticipation. I guess you're investing on what you're expecting to happen, or you're selling on the news in that manner. So it's not necessarily that I'm going to sell, but I think a lot of the price point and the price target is going to be incorporated in once quarterly earnings gets here. I do feel that it's definitely going to run a little bit more, but I think my price, the reason I'm sticking with 50 as well is because it'll probably settle. I think it'll stick around the 50s, if that makes sense. So it's not that I don't think it's just going to stay at $50, but I think that's where it's going to settle in at, and it'll kind of like, it may jump up to like 52 to 55, but then I think it'll come back down and stay in that 50 range where, like, as of late, we've kind of been in the 40s. What's up, Randy? Dang, I missed your first initial thing. Loading up on AG Monday. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? My price point went down, and so I'm kind of holding for now. I think if it really starts to take off, I'm going to invest up until three and some change, and then I'm going to hold off for a little bit and just see what it does. The boat at $1.98. Dang it. Yeah, we say that all the time. All the time. I'm telling you guys. I say it all the time about Workhorse. I should have just continued to load up at 3 to 5. Should have just kept doing it. And then I kind of shafted myself and poured in about 800, I think it was about 800 shares in the $12 to $16 range, and it pushed my average up tremendously. Nothing stupid. I think I'm at $9, but you got to think, originally I was at like 3 and some change. So I'm not making that mistake with ag, by no means. By no means. I'm going to reiterate again. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday night. I hope, hopefully you guys are going to have a great weekend. Maybe you guys have some plans. Maybe you get to do some stuff with some family members. Maybe there is a awesome football game you get to watch on TV because my team is on a bye week. So hopefully everybody has a fantastic weekend. If you have not had a chance, swing on over to my Instagram and follow me on Instagram. I highly recommend it. I try to pump you up. I put stuff on there about the YouTube channel. I put stuff on there kind of about, I don't really want to turn it into a blogging thing yet where like you guys get to see my every movements, but if that's something that more people are interested in, like what I'm doing and stuff like that, I'll probably start to incorporate that. But as of right now, I just talk stocks and YouTube on the Instagram, but it keeps you up to date as well. I'm in at 150 and 19 basis. Yeah, I still think that's really solid, Randy. I really do. I think anything below the 20 mark is very, very solid. Yeah, I bought 200 shares in NDM at $1.26, sold because I was way too impatient. Yeah, that happens, man. I think that happened with me a little bit when it came to the coffee company that I was in originally. Luckin Coffee. I did a little bit of that. I sold a little bit too soon, and I probably could have benefited a lot more before I sold it. My Niners are on a bye season. Yeah, you guys are all in the doctor's office. You guys are probably every day at practice. They're lined up to see the trainer because it seems like every single person's hurt. Monday cannot come soon enough for me. I'm telling you what, Tim. I'm telling you what. I go in on Sunday night at 11 p.m. and when 4 o'clock rolls around, I am giddy as all get out. I start looking at stuff. I start to see what's going on, and it's going to be even more special on Monday with ag. So, Randy, Tim, I don't know if you guys were in here or not or heard it. I'm going to try to go live stream the earnings call for ag at 4:30 Central Standard Time for the ag earning call. So I'm going to try to live stream that on here. That's kind of the reason why I redid the platform. That way I could put the the streaming over here and let you guys see the call over here. I can live stream and we can have the chat going. We can talk about it and see what we think. We're all investors here. We're all part owners. We got to see what our company's doing. That's exciting. That is going to be very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. The anticipation for. I just want to know what the company is going to do stock price, because the highest I've ever been a part of was $3. I think right before I got in, very heavily, it was coming down from its $5 range. What is it? It's 52-week high. 515. So I think it was coming down from that area. And I got in the 2s. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm really hoping to push for the live stream for Monday. I just hope, since I'm using OBS, originally what I was doing is I would just live stream through YouTube. I would just use the webcam option. It would live stream through my Mac, it's doing the camera through the Mac still, but I'm using OBS as the actual streaming platform. So my fiance asks why my alarm is set for 6 a.m. every day. I tell you, there for a long time when I was really getting into stocks, I was trying to swing trade and day trade a little bit, and I would set my alarm at 4 a.m. and get up, and yeah, I was getting hit because my alarm was going off at 4 a.m. Oh. In 2025, we will look at this stock and say, damn, remember when we bought this for under 5? That's exactly what it's going to be. It's exactly what it's going to be. That's a big reason why I'm so glad that I created this channel when I did, because these are going to be the moments where everyone in this chat right now that is involved with Ag Eagle is going to come back and be like, oh man, I'm sitting on a beach somewhere drinking, martinis or cracking a cold one, just hanging out because this stock took off the way we all envisioned it doing. So I'm telling you guys, my Randy, I don't think you guys, Tim, I don't know if you were in here. I know Nora was. I don't know if you guys, I've been very, very addicted to watching Wolf of Wall Street as of late. Jordan Belfort, I've been listening to some of him, just talking general as the real person, but Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie is absolutely phenomenal. And, I took some quotes from him, and I've been making some shirts, and I got some stuff on the way that I've kind of been making. But one of his things, he says, and I don't try to do it out of arrogance, because I'm not like an overly arrogant person. But when he says, let me tell you something, there's no nobility in poverty. I've been a rich man and I've been a poor man, and I choose rich every time. Because at least as a rich man, when I have to face my problems, I show up in the back of a limo wearing a $2,000 suit and a $40,000 gold watch. That hypes me up every single time. And then he says 97% of the people who quit too soon are employed by the 3% who don't. And every time I read that, I think about this YouTube channel. Not that there's ever an inclination that I want to quit, because I'm not going to quit. But that right there just makes me push even further and harder when it comes to the YouTube channel, because of just that quote right there. So, yeah, that fires me up. Fires me up. I gotta catch up with it. I'd start talking and then... Bro, you're still the only person talking about it. I don't get it. I'm telling you. And that's another thing, too. I want you guys to remember that, because when all these people start climbing on board and they're like, oh, Ag Eagle, and they start the original phase again, you can be like, hey, this is old news. Lucas has been hitting on this for a while now. This is his stock. That's kind of why I let Workhorse go a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I did a video on it the other day. But, you can only continue to beat a dead horse so much. And... this is new. This is moving in a direction. I'm not saying Workhorse isn't, because that's still one of my babies. That is one of my, I will always love Workhorse. But Ag Eagle is starting to slowly take over that. And the reason is just because we're moving in a direction at which that is going to be so important for the future. And there are so many other sectors and avenues at which Ag Eagle can capitalize. So, yeah. Everyone is like, yeah, then they blow it off. They do. I mean, I've posted videos all the time, and it's starting to collect. It's starting to, I'm getting the views on it, and it's starting to, a lot of people are starting to pay attention. Never seen it. Worth it? More entertainment, or is there true behind a lot of it? Yeah, if you're talking about Wolf of Wall Street, it's actually based on a true story. It's actually based on Jordan Belfort. And he talks about how he basically scammed the SEC and basically forged stocks and created a company and just did all kinds of stuff, but he ended up getting in trouble, and now he actually is helping and is back into, not necessarily stocks, I believe, but he's back into just being a person again. He's out of prison and stuff like that. So but yeah, it's a great movie. Tim, so I think the merch is coming. I have to hit 25,000 subscribers. And that's when I can start selling it. So I've been creating some stuff on the side. That way at least I have it for when that happens. But eventually, if it takes a long time to get to 25,000, because I'm seeing how long it takes to 1,000, I might open a store on the side so people can order it if they want. I do all my stuff through Printful. So I design on Printful, and then I just order it for myself and just send it so that way I have it for when I'm doing this. So, Tim's saying we will be the first orders. That'd be awesome. When we talk, man, I think the scene with Leo and Matt humming. I'll let you decide who you want to be. Yeah, I was doing that last night. As funny as it sounds, I was in the we call it control center, and I was in there by myself, and I was just doing it like I was just sitting there, and I was like, it was making me laugh. I talk about it, but I'm a tiny channel. Hey Nora, I was there. I was there. I was there, and see that the difference between me is I want to give back to the people. So I'll definitely start putting out your YouTube channel to people and letting them know that you have it. I'll definitely put it on my Instagram and start having people swing over there and check you out, because that's something that I always wanted to create, was relationships with people who were doing YouTube, and that's what we're all set out to do. It's fun, and so I built some relationships through YouTube. CJ, Trading with CJ, is over in the UK, and I was congratulating him today. He's literally within a few subscribers of getting to 1,000, and we've been talking about doing a collaboration where we can just talk stocks. So yeah, it's an exciting experience, and most definitely I'll definitely put your name out there, because that's something I always wanted as well, and that's what I'm kind of here to do too. Is once I start getting into a position of, I guess people know who I am, I'm gonna let people know about small YouTubers. That's just the type of person I am. So, okay, you can be Leo. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble with the SEC, but it's crazy to see how they do it. I enjoy watching the pump and dump videos on Ag Eagle on YouTube. It comes a long way from that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And there's still some people that talk about it in stock twits about it being a pump and dump, but they get eaten alive, because a lot of people know that this is a serious stock. But that's basically what Workhorse has been as of late. Is just a pump and dump. People get in, and then they dump it, and then they get back in when it's a decent price in their opinion, and that's trading stocks. You know what I mean? So. That's awesome, Randy. That's awesome. Screw it. Etsy that ish. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start seeking some stuff out and really start, I'll show you guys kind of. Let's see if I can pull it up on here. I got to remember all my stuff. Hopefully this is the right thing. I don't think that's the right one. Of course. I don't remember my password. What's new? There we go. So this is basically what I do. I come here, and this is technically a store. And I think if you really wanted to, you could buy from it. Like it says right here, start selling. But I think I have to tie it with another store. Yeah, so I have to sell it through a different platform. So basically, here's kind of some of the things I've designed so far. I have this on the way right here. It's just a hoodie. And it's going to have my logo on it. I also have this one coming. It's a shirt that says I'm going to be a millionaire, but it's $100 bill and it's got a mask on it. But some of the stuff, obviously, like KC for life, that's stuff that I want to do for like myself, because I represent KC. Like that's obviously my home area, and so I really enjoy Kansas City. But like this one I created, I have a wealth mindset. I've always wanted to have this one. It says you love to see it, because that's kind of one of my favorite sayings is you love to see it. I mean, you do. And this one says starve your distractions, feed your focus. So some of them, a lot of them, I'm gonna start putting some quotes on there, and but yeah, that's kind of what I've done so far. So we'll see. I just gotta get. I want to hit like maybe I'll try to release something on if I hit 1,000. Because that's kind of my. I want to do something special for 1,000. So maybe I will release it for 1,000 subscribers. We'll see. I'll have to start doing some more research. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of cool tees too, Nora. I've really been there's a local shop that's in Kansas City that they make their and create their own shirts based on sports and stuff here, but they also do it with like local restaurants. And since Kansas City is so very barbecue, they put a lot of our famous barbecue restaurants on t-shirts, and I've been kind of going after them as well. So yeah, Nora, I appreciate that for sure. And yeah, I'll definitely put your name out there because that's what it's about. It's truly what it's about. It's spreading the word and getting people big. So yeah, I would suggest checking out CJ. He does videos like maybe once or twice a week. I think he's starting to pick up a little bit more because I know it's probably burning inside because he's within like 50 to even 30 subscribers away from 1,000. So I think he's doing a little bit more. But he talks about American stocks, but he also talks about stocks in the UK, and he talks about how to do certain trading things, and he has a growth portfolio, and he does like almost like a March Madness style stock trading thing. It's really cool. So he started commenting early on, like 100 subscribers in, and we've kind of stayed connected the whole way. And I always make sure that I comment on his videos, and he always does mine. So trading with CJ, really cool dude. Really cool dude. I'm all about that gray 3/4 baseball tee. Heck yeah. A lot of the time I'll wear my sleeves 3/4 anyways. And that one right there I'm really liking. So the logo is gonna be my thing. I don't want to just slap like Lucas's YouTube channel on anything. Like I want the logo to signify my channel and people to tie that in. So starve your distractions is awesome. Yes. And quotes like that fire me up. Like I'm a very like passionate guy, and if I find a good quote, it gets me going and just makes me want to like make videos or do something, go running. Sweet, I'll definitely buy one. I appreciate that, Nora. Yeah, we'll get something figured out. We'll get it. We'll fit. I think we'll probably do it around 1,000. I'm gonna try to start doing some research on it. And if I think the only difference is if you do it early enough. Like if I hit 25,000 on YouTube, I think the store is paid for through your YouTube, and it's a way to advertise it. Like I won't be able to advertise the clothing line on. I won't be able to advertise it on YouTube because I don't have the 25,000, but people will be able to, like, I could talk about it. So, yo, you're already subscribed? Yeah, he really is. I enjoy it. I really got into as of late, I got into Stockmo too, I think is his name, and I really like him as well. I think he provides some very, very important content. He's pretty big on YouTube. He has like tons and tons and tons and tons of subscribers. I can't wait for that day. I can't wait for that feeling. Like I won't ever forget, like obviously you guys, because you guys are obviously like the originals who are pretty consistent with me, and I enjoy talking to you guys. But it's gonna be crazy. Like I can only imagine how Jack feels. Like I pop in to hit some of his live streams the other day. He went live for the quarterly call for Workhorse, and it's just amazing to see the people that just flock in there, and you're able to communicate and talk to them, and it's just amazing. So any printing you need, let me know. Hey, we all can help each other out. Yeah, for sure, Randy. For sure. I watched Stockmo too. He's crushing it. Yeah, he's a very. I really like Stockmo. I think he's a good dude. I'd like to just talk to him someday. Yeah, he's. I like how he's very professional. Larry and Chris Hayne, of course. Jack. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Jack. I like Jack a lot too. Jack's a very, very passionate dude. You can definitely tell like he's put in his time to make YouTube. YouTube his life, and he's doing it right. He's raking in crazy money. Which one, Jack or Stockmo? Yeah, Jack's doing some crazy things. Like he posted. So I talked to him quite a bit on Instagram, and he posted the other day the statistics that he got from his live stream. So mind you, like after this live stream closes out, it takes your statistics that you guys are watching me. So for as long as you watch me, it tracks the hours. And so like at the end it might say like you've had a total watch time of 10 hours, for example, which then goes towards my subscription and towards my monetization. The other day when he ended his live stream, it said he had like 10 days worth of watch. 10 days. That is insane. That like I had to double take it and even triple take it because I was like, does that say 10 days? Unbelievable. I'm in Peter DeCarlos' Capitalist Academy. If you guys can go check him out, he's a good guy. Yeah, I'll definitely check him out for sure. I will definitely check him out for sure. Randy, I just got your message. Is this through Etsy? Oh, it is through Etsy. Yeah, I'll definitely look at this for sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna start looking it out because the issue that I've been kind of having too. Like I made the order for my shirts, well, my shirt and the hoodie to come on. It was like completed and shipped out on November 1st, and it still isn't here. Which I understand that we had the hurricane and the tropical storm hit Florida and all that stuff, but this is North Carolina, so I don't know what's going on with the shipping stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely dive into it, Randy, and take a look for sure at Etsy. I just want to make sure that I have like a good quality shirt. Like I want to have like because I did the t-shirt thing a long time, like probably 2 years ago. I got with a buddy and we tried to like do a motivational speaking like t-shirt and clothing company. And I started to understand the more shirts that I designed, I think I jumped too soon. So I want to keep like maybe 3 to 4 just very generic basic shirts. Maybe in different options. So like a hoodie, the 3/4, a t-shirt, and maybe something else, and just slap the logo on there and call it good, and maybe just provide it in different colors. So once I establish that and start getting that out, because if I start putting quotes and stuff on there, then I just want the logo to get out there first. People be like, I know that logo, that one right there. That's Lucas Murphy's YouTube channel. And there's some significance to that as well. So my favorite board game of all time, I actually have it on my phone and I play it nonstop, and that's Monopoly. So that's kind of the significance to my logo as well. So that's kind of why I did that. I love Monopoly, and obviously it's money in the bag. So that is why I went with that. I'm going to brighten this up a little bit. And we'll just go with that. That way it stays bright. I don't understand. Maybe I can. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I've ever changed the settings. I never understood why it's dark. Oh, here we go. Whoa. I'll probably go back and change that. after. There we go. Dang. The only reason I don't like about this, I like it for, you guys being able to see my face, but it really pops when you have the black background, because the green, when it is all green, it's a great feeling. But when it's all red, it's not a good feeling. It looks like a game over situation where like blood starts just running down the screen and it says game over. That's how I feel sometimes when it's all red. My kids hate playing Monopoly with me. Let me guess, Tim, you're the banker. All right, so I have a quick question. And not to get too crazy off topic, because I know we're here to talk stocks. But, all right, this is my question. When you're playing Monopoly, and let's say you land on Community Chest or Chance. Why it'd be Chance. And you flip it over, and it says, for example, like, whatever, you got taxed $100. Do you put that money into the middle of the board, and when you get to free space, you land on free space, you get that money that's in the middle? Or do you not do that? Because the reason I asked that, my wife said that she didn't play it that way, but when I play it through the app, it gives you the option to select that. And so I don't know if it's in the rules. I never went back to look, but that's how we've always played it. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm the banker, I just randomly forget how to count. And so I'm like, oh, $5, here you go, even though it was supposed to be like 10. No, I'm not a cheater. We do. Good. Yeah, that's how I've always played. I didn't know if it was an actual like set in stone rule, but that's how I play. Yeah, middle, and if you land on parking, you get my, yep, okay. Yeah, and then let me ask you guys this. Final question on this. If you land on go, do you get $400 or do you still just get the $200? Yeah, it is. It's a lot more fun, because then what it does is it creates a reason for free space or your parking space. Just like if you land on the corner, you go to jail, then there's a kind of a punishment with that. So how I've always viewed it as is if you land on the free space, then you're getting a reward. But I guess that could be also what goes for. But yeah, it's significant because I guess it could go both ways. And the reason I say it is because if you're paying the Community Chest or you're paying the Chance, you're paying back the bank, I guess, which makes sense because it would be like a loan in a way. But I think it's more fun if you put it back in the middle, because then it gives a reason for, the free space to be a significant option. 400, yep. See, so we're on the same page. So Tim, if you ever want to play Monopoly, I'm free. Yeah, go to jail. And then if you roll 3 doubles in a row, which I've seen, you go to jail. This has been an awesome live stream. Like, this has been by far one of my most favorite live streams I've had since I've started doing this. This has been a ton of fun. When it's engaging, and obviously I'm really enjoying this new setup that I got. I just hope I can save it. I think it's through profile. I'll have to figure out. That's the unique thing about watching YouTube, is you can learn some things. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this. Yeah, I'll definitely I'll take a look for sure, Randy. I appreciate you sending that to me, my friend. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look. Can you do Monopoly themed shirts but make them your own, maybe? Yeah, I was thinking about that. I definitely was. I was Yeah, I was definitely thinking about that. Beer review. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some. The only reason why I don't necessarily want to get too much into the beer reviews is because that's kind of JJ Buckner's thing, and I don't want to. I already have the beard, so a lot of people might think I'm trying to replicate him, and so that's kind of why I haven't done that. Although I do enjoy drinking beer, you will see me drinking a beer every Friday night on live stream. But as of late, it's been Guinness because it's delicious. Okay, so are we all downloading the app or what? I got it. The only problem is it costs $3, but my addiction to Monopoly, I was like $3. Yes. Yes. And I've been playing constantly. So I've been really trying to figure out, I've been scheming. It takes for, you're trying to get Boardwalk, you're trying to get Park Place, but I've discovered to win the game, it's easier just to get the ones on the left. And if you can get the ones on the left, so like the pinks and the oranges, or the yellows, well, I guess there is actually yellow. But like if you get the oranges, you're going to win. The We Are Investing guy does beer reviews. Yeah, his name's JJ Buckner, and he does, that's kind of like his thing. So he actually has t-shirts that, because every video he does, he like drinks a different beer. And so at the end of the video, no matter what video he's doing, he's, at the end of the video, he always like reviews the beer. So, and then he's created like some crazy cool shirts. It's got like Stone Cold Steve Austin or something. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, here's his shirts. So it says drink beer, buy stocks. So he is focused on that. Guinness is a meal. I like it. It tastes good. I had it when I was in the Guard. We were flying back from Poland, and we stopped in Ireland, and I had a Guinness on tap, and it was heaven. It was pure heaven. And so obviously it's not the same in the United States because they have to put like a filter in there, but it's amazing. Let's see. Sam Adams Boston Lager all day, every day. I'll drink Sam's. I will. It's a little hoppy at sometimes, but I like Sam's. I like definitely their different types. You hear the non-alcoholic Guinness got recalled? I didn't hear that. Wonder what happened. I've made my daughter cry. Give me my money. I don't care. Yep. I was talking with my wife the other day about just board games in general, and she said that her brother used to be the banker, and he would throw a fit and like flip the board, and like that's how the game ended all the time, was just upset and doing that. Yeah, beer and stocks. I watch him. Yeah, I like JJ. I like him early on. I like when he was very dedicated to, becoming what he is, I guess you could say. Not that I don't dislike him now. I think he's very down to earth. He's very a family man, and I like that. But he's definitely a successful person. He's very driven. I mean, his podcast is very good, and he's doing a lot of good things. So I definitely like JJ. Definitely like JJ. I have a serious problem. I watch a ton of YouTube. So do I. I'm always trying to perfect the craft. I'm always trying. That's why I basically got this idea. I'm like, hey, I want to learn to take my live streams to the next step. And I was trying to see if I could take my videos even further. Because I feel like my live stream quality is a lot better than my videos. But I'm not going to upgrade my iPad just yet. I think once I start to get to like 1,000 and maybe a little bit more beyond, I'll start to upgrade to a camera that's a lot more high def and things like that. But for now, this is what I'm rolling with. But yeah, I definitely watch a lot of YouTube. I definitely like to see different people for sure. So I'll probably swing over and check out some of your videos tonight, Nora, see what's going on. I'll give you some comments. Control one side of the board, build the hell out of the... I already know this comment's going to be good. build the hell out of it, and laugh when the other lands on your property. Man, that's it. You know what's funny, Tim? Is that's how I am when I'm playing the computer. And I'm like, got you! I better not. I'm getting too loud. My son's sleeping. But I get fired up when I get so fired up when the computer even lands on my space. And you just like, what's cool about the app is it's like, you gotta find. So we'll just say, for example, he owes you $500 and he only has $200, and it says find $300, and you're like, yes! It's a great feeling. That's why my kids hate playing with me. I show no mercy. Oh, it's a blast. It's a blast. You want a divorce, play Uno. Oh, man. Yeah, my grandpa used to play Uno with me all the time, and I'd get so mad too. I'd get so mad at Uno. We played Trouble as well. I don't know if you guys ever played Trouble. I miss the board games. I remember that was like a family thing. Like, we would sit down as a family and we would play board games in the living room or at the kitchen table. And that's what you did some nights, was played board games, and it was a blast. Randy, Uno is an argument before the game even starts. Oh, man. Oh, man. There's so many different cards in there that can cause so many issues. Oh gosh. Put that into like a business thing. Like, you have people, like, you're doing a meeting or a big time business meeting, and you're like, all right, we're gonna crack the ice by playing Uno. You'd really see what kind of employees you got. Oh man. Yeah, I love board games. Chutes and Ladders was a good one. I remember playing all kinds of board games. Trouble was always one of my favorites. I think we hit the popper on the Trouble game so much that the dice that was on the inside stopped popping around because we had hit it so much. I was thinking about creating a shirt like that, Randy, that just says, it has my logo on it. It just says facts. I think that would be pretty cool too. When's the monthly Zoom game night? It's funny you say that. So, my in-law, well, it would be my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, and their families. We all did a Zoom call the other night and played Among Us through the Zoom. So we had Zoom going, but then we were playing Among Us through the actual app itself inside like a private room, and that was a blast. That was an absolute blast. No, it was pure insight. It was so funny. People, it would be my wife's nephews were like, they weren't supposed to be talking during the game because obviously we could all hear, and they were like whispering to each other, but you could hear everything they're saying, and so it was a ton of fun. We were broke, so I had Lincoln Logs. I love Lincoln Logs. Love Lincoln Logs. Yeah, I miss the good old days. It's being a dad now, and my son's a little over 1, I think that's kind of we try to like, not necessarily replicate our childhood, but like, I was never inside. Like, I played video games, but not to the extent to which video games are today. I was constantly outside on my bike. I was never home. I was always getting like, if I was outside close to home, I was always getting yelled at to come in because it was getting dark. Or it was dinner time and I had to come in to eat. Like, I just remember those types of days. Like, I was always out playing ball. I skateboarded. Like, not that I was good at it, but I did it. I was always on a bike. I was always playing kickball, baseball, football, whatever it was. I was always doing it, and it was a ton of fun. And just those are the things I remember, and that's kind of some of the stuff I want to pass on to my son. Is like, hey, we're gonna go outside. Obviously you're gonna enjoy things inside. Like, you can play video games. Like, I'm not going to be that guy because I still play video games, but I want you to get outside and enjoy it and be athletic and run around and scrape your knees up and do things like I did. For sure. I remember every single thing that you're saying. No question. The light brights, oh yeah. Come home when it gets dark and have a quarter for the payphone if you got... Exactly. Yeah, I miss all that. I really do, because that's what was fun about summers too. Is like it obviously and we do daylight savings time, and in the summertime, it wouldn't get dark where I lived until like 9 o'clock at night, so you could stay out till 9, and then you'd have to make sure your butt was getting home, or you'd get in trouble and get grounded. A lot of the time we'd be out in the backyard, so we could go well past that, But I remember just pitching a tent in the backyard too, sleeping out in the backyard, and just doing all kinds of fun stuff. That's why I look forward to like doing well with YouTube, because those are the types of things that I want to be able to, I do want to turn this into a career. Like, this is what I want to do for a job. And as cliche as that is, and as, a lot of people say that now, but like, I truly want to make this a job. And that way I can spend quality time with my son. And like, I obviously played college ball and was very heavy into sports. So was my wife. And I want to be able to coach him and be a coach and, give back in that way too. So those are the things that I look forward to. And that's why I push so hard at doing YouTube. But it's two separate things too. Like, this is a passion of mine. Like, I enjoy stocks. I enjoy interacting with people. But then I also want to make it a job. Oh man, yeah, playing outside was great. Friday, we all would get home, throw our backpacks on the floor, and try not to die until the lights came on. No question, Randy. No question. Same here. We played out in the driveway like every day. Yep. That's what. Those are the moments it's just, it brings back the good times. When they truly say good times, like, those were good times. Like, you didn't have to worry about paying bills. You didn't have to worry about, stuff like, you didn't have to worry about going to a job and working 8 to 12 hours a day, and you could just be a kid. That was fun. I told so why don't you go play with your friends outside? He looks at me like I'm stupid and says, I play them every day, Dad, on the PlayStation. Yep. That's exactly it. Fortnite, Call of Duty, Madden, all kinds of different games. Now that the PlayStation 5 came out and the Xbox came out, there's going to be another one. So is your crew called Murphy's Law? No. Every time though, someone would always say, Murphy's Law, and then they'd always look at me and I'd be like, what? It's just my last name. No, my brother, I have a stepbrother, and anytime we go over there, he's always like, the Murphys are here. It makes me laugh. The Murphys are here. Oh man, you guys brought up maybe I brought it up, but that makes me just start recalling and recollecting on all that stuff. I guess I should go back to work now. Have a good night, fam. You too, Randy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you swinging in and giving me your time. It's an enjoyment to talk to you guys. It is a pleasure for sure. He just got a new COD. I told him, yeah, I lived through that. He said, wow, that's kind of a long time ago. Oh, man. It's great. I'm only 32 now. I had to think about that. I'm 32 now, but yeah, it seems like forever. Seems like forever ago, and I miss it. I used to ride dirt bikes too. Like, I had a dirt bike and would go over to my grandparents and ride dirt bikes and stuff, and man, it was a blast. Let's see, how long have we been going? Almost 2 hours. Holy smokes. So, since I've done this in this different manner, I don't know if I'm supposed to end it in this form. Oh, is Nora, you still around? If you're still around, this is kind of some cool stuff for you to see. So this is the analytics from a live stream. And so or anybody watching, this is pretty cool stuff. I don't know if I can get in trouble for showing this or not, but Basically what you're seeing here is the analytics from your live stream. So as you can go through, you can see when your peak times were, how many people were watching. So like at this was my peak time of 12. And then it shows the average watch time, I believe, is 9 minutes, 22 seconds. I've had 83 playbacks, so that means how many times someone has gotten on, gotten off, gotten back on. So these are pretty cool analytics. And then once you wrap it up and close it completely out, it shows how much watch time you've gotten. So it's actually pretty cool. Well, make sure to take your son out there next time, buddy. I'm going to take off, but great stream. Talk to you next week. Tam, I appreciate you, my friend. I really do. I appreciate you swinging by. I'm sure we'll be talking on Instagram for sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably wrap this thing up too. Well, we got an hour and 52 minutes in. I think that's pretty solid. That is pretty solid time. So I got to get over and watch some of Nora's videos as well. So I appreciate you guys swinging by. I really do. Every single one of you guys absolutely mean the world to me. You guys truly do. You have no idea. We just hit 802 subscribers. We are on the way to 1,000. And this is only going to continue to grow. These are going to become more special each time we do this. And obviously you guys know how we feel about stocks. Ag Eagles coming up on Monday. That's going to be a big one. Expect a live stream on Monday, 4:30 Central Standard Time, probably a little bit before that. Obviously to get everything set up and get rolling, hopefully get the live stream going for the call. But that's the plan, is to get the live stream rolling for the Ag Eagle. And hopefully we have a good week, guys. Hopefully we have a great week when it comes to the stocks. Hopefully you guys have a good week just in general in your lives. And I want nothing but the best for you guys. So you guys support me, and I support you guys for sure. So holy smoke, this ain't a joke. So I appreciate you guys, and as always, I will always end a stream as have a good one. And the reason is because I truly want you guys to have a good one. Have a good weekend. And spend time with your loved ones, spend time with your friends, and that is the end. Also, finally, it is the end, but go check out my Instagram, at Murphy4848, as you can see up there in the top right corner. And if you want to give me a follow at my Twitter, it's at LucasMurphy4848. The L and the M are capital. So check out those social medias. You guys will get updated on everything that I do. And as always,